Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be sharing with you on email style today. And we'll just be talking about writing because of the nature of this type of class and it being virtual and all. It will be a lot. There will be a lot of talking and looking into the document. So I have given the link for the document. So, but anyway. Hello, it's 11 p.m. here in Idaho. What time is it in your location? Are you in Spain where it's about 7 a.m. or are you in um, Asia where it's probably about, I don't know, probably 4 p.m. maybe? Maybe 2 p.m., so something like that. So where are you today? Um, uh, I am enjoying teaching here at Verbling just for that reason. You guys are from all over the world and it's really fun. So if you guys want to follow me on Verbling, let me get my profile URL. I keep forgetting it, so bear with me. Okay. And my name is Holly, and we'll be talking about email style today. And let me quickly show you what the plan is. We'll be using a PDF now instead of. So we're gonna basically we're gonna look through and read through a bunch of emails and look at, you know, is it informal? Is it formal? What kind of email is it? And we'll be looking through a bunch of emails, and then we'll talk about the language associated with the emails, and so forth. And then we will end up looking at also maybe some different rules for writing as well. So that is the plan for today. So I hope to have some people come. My name is Holly, and I'm originally from Idaho in the U.S., and I came back to Idaho after 20 years of living elsewhere. I lived in 6 or 7 states, and I also lived in 2 countries. So, Helio, welcome. Welcome. It's been a long time since I've seen you. do, do you like my sarcasm?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
So, what do you find easier in English? Do you find writing or reading or speaking easier?
I think sometimes I sometimes I read something about computer in
Uh-huh.
web, but I try to speak English with everyone, but I have very difficult to do it. But when I read, when I write, I get, but when I try to speak it, for me it's very difficult.
Yeah. Usually they say that the first thing that people learn in English is reading and listening. And
Yeah,
then after that is speaking and writing. And that really depends, I think, on the personality. Some personalities find speaking easier than writing, and some personalities find writing easier than speaking. So,
yeah.
yeah. So that's yeah, different skill sets and everything. Yeah. Do you have to write very often in English?
And can you repeat?
Yeah. Do you write in
No,
English very
no,
often?
no. I read more. I think that everybody, that people that be studying English, I think that read more than write.
Hmm.
And I write very slow no less very less. How can I say?
Yeah, actually, probably the word is rarely. So I write very rarely.
Very what?
very rare. It's a rarely.
Yeah, I understood. Understood.
Yeah. So it's basically it's a rare for you to write.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So rare is it's one word. There's probably others, but that's what I kept hearing my brain tell you to say. So, hi
Yeah.
Igor, how are you? So, Aratheli, how are you today?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very good. So is it? It's now 7 a.m. in Spain, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Eh,
yes.
Okay. And so first thing in the morning, excellent. And Igor, is it about 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.
It's
in?
noon.
Excuse me?
It's noon.
Noon. Okay. Okay. I'm starting to get learning what time everybody is. So, uh,
Well, you were pretty close.
yeah. At least I got the afternoon because normally Russia, I would think morning, I'd think it'd be about 8 or 9, but you're in the other part of Russia, so
Well,
so
if I were in Moscow, it would be 9 p.m. right now.
yeah,
A.m. 9 a.m.
a.m. Yeah, and yeah, definitely not 9 p.m. But it's 11 p.m. where I'm at, or 11:07.
Well,
So
if I lived in Khabarovsk, maybe it would be 9 p.m.
yeah, I guess it does depend, but it's really fun and to think about how it's different. We're all at different time zones. It's interesting. Christian, you are in. I've already forgotten. Okay, Christian, you're in Chile,
Yeah,
and Helio, you are in Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay, see, they were in my last class, and I've already forgotten. So,
Yeah.
what's going on up
yeah.
here? So, anyway, writing. How often do you guys write in English?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Yeah.
And Helio and I were talking about that as well. He said rarely. And Igor, how about
Back to
you?
them.
Well, I have to write in English from time to time, and
Uh,
my writing sucks.
okay. Okay. And Araceli, how often do you have to write in English?
I think sometimes I just practice for tests and like that, and sometimes I have to write something. Not
Mm-hmm.
not very usually for work or maybe when I'm writing to a friend,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but I try to practice for tests.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes sense. Have you taken like Igor, your writing sucks? Okay. So, are you when you say writing for test, are you saying things like the IELTS or the
Yes,
TOEIC?
yes, I plan to take the CAE next spring.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
a
it's
Cambridge.
very hard. Yeah, because I wrote an essay to I was going to into a course and the teacher read my essay and said your grammar is perfect for the CAA, your speaking is good for the CAA, but your writing is awful. So I don't
Uh-huh.
know what the problem is. They seem to be really demanding because they didn't say it's not that you make grammar mistakes or something. It's that your style is not the best.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And I mean, even native speakers struggle with writing for that very reason. I remember showing somebody my writing, and she looked at it and she goes, "Oh, Holly, you write how you speak." And I was like, "Is that bad?" But so a lot of people, everybody has a different style of writing, and um, for this exam, do they want it to be a professional style, or what are they looking for this exam?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't understand what they want because I read some essays that they are like this is the a good one, and
Uh-huh.
then I read some others that are like not the right one. I don't see the difference. I mean people have different styles. I don't know why. it's hard for me. Maybe I will understand it with time. I have time
Yeah,
to prepare.
exactly. And it's interesting. Last summer, I took the course to be an IELTS examiner, and I passed, and then I decided not to do it because I was too busy with other projects. But it's interesting when you are looking at the work. If I remember right, we all would look at it differently, and there would be 8 of us, and we would look at this IELTS writing and say, okay, one person would say it was advanced because of this, and one person would say it would be it's a low level because of this, and so forth. And I really don't remember very much. So, um, but anyway, hi Marina, where are you from? Welcome.
Hello, Holly.
Hi
Hello,
Marina.
everyone. I'm from Russia.
Russia, awesome. Okay, so it's about 9 in the morning there?
Yes, you're
Awesome,
right.
okay. And then we've got Igor, it's about noon where he's from in Russia. And we've got Helio, he's in Brazil,
Brazil.
and it's about 1 in the morning, right?
1 a.m.
Helio, what time is it?
In Brazil is 2 a.m.
2 a.m., okay. So he's a
Yeah,
night owl, if
yeah, yeah.
everybody knows that word, like me. And then we've got Christian, who's in Chile, and it's about, what time is it there?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. there, okay. So they're both night owls.
Yeah.
And then the Araceli is in Spain, where it's 7 a.m. And then we have
Hola,
Ake,
Araceli.
and we have Ake from Japan. And let me guess your time. Ake, it is I think it's 1 p.m.
2 p.m.
Oh, okay. I thought 2 at first,
Maybe
and then I
because
thought
of the
4.
summertime.
Yeah,
You
summertime
know,
hasn't changed. The time
there's
change
no
hasn't happened.
summertime here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the time change doesn't change for another 6 weeks. So, but anyway, all right. So let's talk a little bit about email. What I'm going to do is screen share, and bear with me a moment while I do that. Okay. And this is also on the very top of the Verbling chat. If you guys have not pulled up the PDF, I gave the URL so that you can get the PDF. It might be helpful for you to follow along with that if you'd like. So, okay, this is for the intermediate level, so if it might be too easy for some of you, and it might be perfect for other ones of you. Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're gonna actually look at each one of these emails, and we're going to fill in the vocabulary word about the topics and so forth. But then I want to look at it and I will tell you as a native speaker how I would see this, and you guys can talk as well as to whether we're looking at whether it is a formal email. Is it informal? Is it neutral? Is it a business email or is it a personal email? And so we'll look at all kinds of different aspects of each one of these emails. Okay? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
So as they say in the language of meetings, let's get started, shall we? Okay? So first of all, we have the subject. Okay, could you read the first email?
Okay. Dear Sir or Madam, with reference to your job advertisement, I wish to apply for the English teacher position at your language school. I have attached my cover letter and CV for your consideration.
Oops,
Regards,
sorry.
Emily Brown.
Okay, regards,
Regards.
Emily Brown. Okay, and I apologize, I forgot to add the text until. Okay, so first of all, let's what subject is this?
For getting teacher's position.
Okay, it's so would it be complaint, meeting, product inquiry, job application.
Job application.
Okay. All right. Let's write this in. Job application. Does everybody agree with okay?
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Okay. Okay. Now, a question for you. Is this a formal or informal email?
It's formal one.
Okay. Well, Igor, why would you say that it is formal?
First of all, dear sir, it's really formal.
Mm-hmm.
And the vocabulary used in this letter, it's really formal, like with reference to job advertisement. I wish, not want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Okay.
all about the language used.
Okay. All right. And also, yeah, it's exactly about the language that the person has used. Is this American English or British English? Igor, you might remember this from another class.
Well, I think it's American.
Okay. Does everybody agree?
Maybe it's British.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's British.
Maybe
Okay.
American, right, Miss? Instead of Madam? I don't know.
Usually,
I think because of CV, cover and letter, CV. It's British way.
you think it's British because of CV? I think it's a mix, actually. And let me tell you why I say this. In the years that I've worked with writing and so forth, there is one way that you can really tell the difference between British English and American English. I want to see if I can find my material about that. Oh, I can't. Okay. When it comes to punctuation, with American English, we usually will write dear sirs, maybe, comma. British English would write dear sirs, no comma. And that is one difference. So this is American English. And British English. American's also another one that is very common in American English to write in the beginning of a letter, either a letter or an email, is to whom it may concern. Has anybody ever seen this?
Yes.
Okay. We actually we might put a colon at the end. We actually consider this very neutral. We don't consider it what do you call it? Laid back or informal, but we don't consider it formal. British consider it very, very informal, and would never write that. And, in my experience, they would say, "Oh, that's very informal." So, and another thing, a CV, the only Americans that actually use CV are educators. So this works because she is an educator. She's applying for a teacher position. So but do you guys know what the word is that an American would use if they're not an educator?
Resume.
Resume, yeah. So that is one also a telltale sign that the person is writing British English. Okay, I have another question for you guys. To attach your cover letter and CV, would that make the person would this email for a job application make the person open the attachment? If they're getting 100 emails, would they open this attachment?
No.
No, it's not. It's nothing personal or something that gets your attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they probably would not open it because there's no reason why would you stand out. They say, as far as job applications and rules of thumbs, to actually put your CV in the email. Have you guys heard that? Not the CV, I'm sorry, the cover letter. CV, I'm like,
Yes, yes, because if you have an attachment for your cover letter, it's like you have to open three things,
yeah,
and the most important purpose of the cover letter is to draw the employer attention on your skills or something that makes you different, unique for the position.
exactly. So it's very good. It's to draw attention to the skills. So, yeah, so it's very, very important. So I find this email personally, I find it very odd that this would happen. As I actually own a small company, and as an owner of a company myself, if somebody sends me a CV or a resume and they don't put anything in the email, I probably will not open it. And I've received a couple CVs. Most people do, but usually I will not open it. So, okay, let's look at the next email. Okay. And Marina, can you read this?
Hi, John. I'm sorry, but I can't make it on Friday. Can we put the meeting off to the following week? Regards, Adam.
Okay, so what kind of email is this?
Informal.
Okay, it's informal as far as the type of email, and anybody can answer.
Break meeting.
The subject? So the meeting, meeting, okay. So it would be, the subject would be RE meeting, okay. And Marina, you would say it was in an informal email. And everybody agrees it's informal?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just really quick rewrite this in a formal way.
Dear John.
Dear John. Okay, now does everybody feel comfortable with using the word dear? Question for you.
Dear Mr. Family name.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Dear John sounds strange, right?
That's true. Dear, because do you guys know what a Dear John letter is?
No.
Okay. A Dear John letter is, say for example, you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend in another location, okay? And maybe she's transferred or he's transferred to another city. And you go on with your life, and he or she sends you a letter that says, I have met somebody else, or I think we need to break up, or I went on and I left, you're not part of my life anymore, or something like that. We actually call that a Dear John letter. So you could say to your friends, I received a Dear John letter. And then that means it's a letter saying I don't want to date you anymore. So not a fun type of letter to receive. Anyway, but since we don't actually know John or Adam's last name, we do use a first name. Question for you: in some of the cultures I've worked with, they feel uncomfortable with the word dear. Do you guys feel comfortable with it?
Yes, in Spanish it wouldn't be appropriate at all.
Okay.
Because dear is only for the loving ones. It's like, I love you, John. And so, but yes, we use a similar word. But I know it's formal in English, so I just got used to it.
Exactly, it's formal in English, and where I have learned in Finland it was the same way. My students would never use it because it meant something else, and you would only write an email, Dear John, if it's a boyfriend or if it's a husband or something like that.
Well,
but anyway,
I think it's true for Russians because when we say dear, we usually say it to someone we love. or
Exactly.
some, maybe your friend. But if we are writing informal formal letters, then we would use a word like esteemed John.
Uh-huh. Which sounds very strange in English. So,
I know.
Yes,
yeah.
we use the same word in Spanish. Yes, yeah, like it means like esteem or appreciated or something like that.
Interesting. How about uh, uh, in Japan? Do you have similar hesitation for the word dear?
Yeah, we have that word means dear, but usually we don't use that on mail. Another
Uh-huh.
formal word is
Uh-huh.
used for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will, like Araceli said, she understands that it's the way it's formally done in
Mm.
English, so you use it. Okay. But I've learned that just through the years that students really hesitate to use dear. Um, okay. So okay, dear John, how else can we make this formal?
Mr. John.
Dear Mr. John. Okay, well, we don't know his family name, so what else?
Dear
Esteemed.
sir, sir, or madam.
How about I'm going to start? I'm going to start this. I regret to.
Bother you.
Anybody? Okay. I regret to inform you that I will be unable to attend the meeting on Friday. Does everybody agree? Is this a bit more formal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have a question. Is it if you say that I won't be able, it's less formal. You don't have to use like abbreviations.
Yeah, you can't say I won't be able and the reason you can't say I won't be able is because of the because of the what is that called?
Uh,
Uh, I know it.
abbreviation
Yeah, abbreviation. That's it. Okay.
or yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's my
Oh.
brother-in-law. Sorry about that.
Can you say something like, I truly apologize that I can't make it to the meeting or something like that?
Not in a formal way, but in informally, you would say the reason you can say I truly apologize that I would be unable to come to the meeting, but I can't make it makes it informal.
Yeah.
So that's why. And then
Well,
in some
if you say,
cultures,
I truly apologize that I can't attend the meeting or something like that.
yeah, something like would be that I would or I will be unable to attend actually just makes it a lot more formal. Just using using it like that. Um, what can anybody think of what the next word would be?
Would you be so kind?
Okay,
Would
that's what.
yeah.
Um,
Would it be possible?
I was thinking, actually, I was following Artheli's thoughts. Would it be possible? That's exactly the what I was thinking, what I was going to write. Would it be possible to
Postpone.
postpone the meeting until next week? Or you could say to the following week as well. Maybe I look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to hearing from you. And regards. Is regards formal or informal?
I heard regards sounds business-like.
Mm-hmm.
It could be formal, but I don't know. Is it polite?
Okay. The thing about regards is it depends on whether it's American English or British English. Okay. The Americans would definitely say that regards is perfectly fine and is a great example of formal English. The British would say that is very American and very informal. Okay.
So they would write something like "Your humble servant."
Actually, I can't find it. I ended up about 3-4 years ago losing all of my teaching material, but I used to actually have a list of what they would have, what is really formal and what is informal. And in British English, the most formal one is something like "In your humble service I remain," or something. Yeah, and we used to laugh about it because because even now the British people would find that very, very formal. Now, what I'm telling you though, it was current 10 years ago as the Millennials. And do you guys know what I mean by Millennials?
Yeah.
As the people who are under 30 are going into the workplace, this might actually be changing because the millennials might have more of a laid back style or an easygoing style of writing. But the last I heard that Americans are still much more laid back and easygoing. So this one, didn't work. Okay, this ending will work pretty much on both American and on both continents. Right. Best regards. Regards, and then of course Adam.
I got the email from British teacher. He said best wishes.
Best wishes. That's also one. It's very. I need to find that list. But best wishes is really common that British people would say. For an informal ending, what would an American write besides regards? Any idea?
Informal.
What?
Cheers.
That would be cheers. Would be a informal British ending. So for an American, so this is American English, an ending would be thanks, later, all the best. That would be American English. British English might be some of these, but also cheers would be another one that they would actually write. Americans don't normally say cheers. So.
And greetings?
Greetings. That sounds very old-fashioned to me. And definitely not Americans. British, maybe, but I would say that anyone under the age of 40 would probably never use that.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, let's go to the next one.
Sorry, and then I have heard yours faithfully or yours sincerely.
Okay, yours faithfully and yours sincerely. With that one, I gotta remember. Okay, yours faithfully in Okay, so in the British English, I have to from memory. So I might yours faithfully. And keep in mind it's only capitalized. The first word is the only one capitalized too. Okay, yours faithfully and yours sincerely is actually both of those are very formal in American English and kind of neutral in British English. Okay, yours faithfully you would use if you know the person. Yours sincerely, you do not know the person yet. That was the rule at one time. I don't think it matters much, especially in an email. It's not that big of a deal. Americans would consider both endings as very, very formal. Maybe we would use yours sincerely we would use it in a cover letter or something that it's very informal. If we're writing a friend and we're wanting to make it more formal, we would not use it. Best regards might be the most formal we would go. So, but yeah, those two are actually very, very common in especially British English. And in fact, when I learned to write business letters when I was in high school, we were taught to write with yours sincerely, but with a comma. So, okay, let's look at this one. Araceli, could you read that one?
Dear Jim, I am very sorry to hear about your delivery problems. We have had a problem with one of our suppliers, whom we hope to change in the next month. I assure you that this will not happen again. We will send you replacement parts immediately. If I can be of any further assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Kind regards, Sally Jones, Customer Care.
Okay. First of all, what subject would this be?
It's a reply to a complaint, I think.
Okay, complaint. So RE complaint. Okay. Anybody have anything to say about the style of this?
Looks kind of mixed.
Yes, it's like a business letter, but then it seems like she's writing like almost to a friend.
Okay. Yeah, and it is a little bit of both. That's true. One of the things in here that caught my eye when I was reading through this earlier was, please do not hesitate to contact me. In some circles in business English, they say that this is old-fashioned. Of course they're going to contact you. Why waste the sentence? Okay. Other people say it's a very good phrase to put in a letter. So what do you guys think?
I got an email says, please let me know.
Okay, that's very informal.
Informal.
Yeah,
okay.
it's informal, but yeah, please if you let me know if you need any help or any assistance. But yeah, so they wrote that instead of please do not hesitate to contact.
Well, I think it would be better to write something like, I would be happy to provide further assistance.
That is actually very good, and I think that the person who actually told me that please do not hesitate to contact me is old-fashioned and is kind of silly. Would totally agree with you, Igor. She would say, yeah, contact me if you need any further assistance. So what do the rest of you think? Is that fine? I like those. I like your idea, Igor. Let's see. Let's look at any more. Kind regards also is another one. That's anything with regards is used very commonly. Also, internally in companies. Have you guys ever seen this word as an ending?
Brother.
Anybody? Okay, so you haven't seen it. Anybody else? Have you ever seen this?
No.
It's something that actually started at Nokia, and it spread through Finland like wildfire. And I've never really known whether it made it outside of Finland, but it means best regards. But all of the Finns would end their emails with best regards. So it doesn't, or with BR. So it hasn't made it to your companies yet. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Subject. Christian, could you read this?
Email 4?
Yeah.
Dear Mr. Smith, we received your delivery this morning and noticed that some of the goods were damaged. Since this is not the first time that this has happened, my boss is considering changing supplier. I look forward for your reply. Regards, Maria Fernandez.
Okay. So first of all, what subject should that email be?
It's a complaint.
Complaint. Or it could be delivery, product complaint right here. Because it's not an RE, they're not responding. RE means I'm responding, so it would be this one right here, product complaint. Okay. All right. And as far as style goes with this email, how would you see that as? Informal, formal, neutral?
Neutral.
Would
I'm more
everybody
formal.
agree? Okay.
Yeah, looks neutral. Kind of mix as a
Yeah.
bad example.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much mixed. How would you guys reply to this email? Let's, as a group, let's reply to this email. So would we write? Also, this is another thing. If I had a student who was an international consultant, and he said that he spent about a few hours just looking at all the emails he had received as far as style goes, and he said that with what would happen is if he started his emails very formal, the responses would be very formal. And if he started his emails very informal, the responses would be very informal. And he said especially with Americans, but also with other companies. Has anybody experienced that personally?
Well, that makes sense. If you
Yeah.
write formally, then you're going to have a formal reply.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if you write informal, then there is no reason for the person you send it to reply formally. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like not valuing yourself if you reply formally to an informal email.
Exactly. And he just took a look at his emails to see, because he kind of didn't know which was right. So whether how it would be responded. So okay, so we're going to respond in the same style that the person has written it in, right? Okay, so how do I actually start this? Anyone?
Dear Mrs. Fernandez.
Okay, dear Mrs. Do we write Mrs. Fernandez?
Okay, Mrs. Dear Maria Fernandez, I think.
Okay.
Because we don't know if it's Mrs. or.
Well, actually, there is an alternative if we don't know if it's Mrs. or Ms. or Miss. Okay, I think you've seen this before. That's Mrs. That's married. Okay, this is Miss unmarried. In my opinion, being unmarried and in my 40s, never use it. I hate it when people call me Miss Longstreth because they know I'm not married. Ms. is the correct one. Now, in British English, the difference between American English and British English in this respect, does anybody have any idea what British English would be like?
Not a foggiest clue.
Okay. No punctuation. Or no Miss is the same. So in American English, we put a period at the end. In British English, they do not.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see it without a period, it could be the other English. So okay, so we write dear. And now if, say for example, what Christian or on Araceli in Spanish, what is a gender neutral name?
In Spanish?
Yeah. Is there a gender neutral name that could be a woman or a man?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
We use masculine for neutral.
Okay.
So,
Like,
we don't have this distinction between married or not married woman. We use the same word.
Okay. What I'm asking is what if you don't, if you see the name and it's, for example, let's see about English. What's a gender neutral name in English?
I know
Meaning
what
you
you
don't
mean.
know. You look at the name and you don't know if it's a male or female.
Yes, yes. I
With
don't
a
remember.
I'm trying to think what one would be in English. Uh, I'm drawing a blank.
we put a masculine and between parentheses
Oh,
the
at the end.
at the end the
Uh-huh.
feminine
Okay.
between parentheses.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. Bear with me a moment. Let me quickly Google. The question I'm putting forward is if you're say for example you're writing. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Say the person's name is Pat Smith. Is that male or female?
We don't know.
Male. I don't know.
It can be
Patty.
Okay.
it can
Could
be
be both.
Patrick or
Mm,
Patricia. Or,
Yeah, because that's the example of a gender neutral name. Okay, so it's Patrick or Patricia, and both Patrick and Patricia go by Pat. Okay, so you get an email from Pat Smith. Okay, and in English we do not put whether it's male or female in parentheses at the end, or if they're smart, Pat would put Ms. Pat Smith. Okay, but Pat has not done that. In that respect, you would always start the email or the letter out with "Dear Pat Smith." Okay. If you
mhm.
do not know, whether the person is a male or female, if you know whether the person's a male or female, for example, Maria Fernandez, we know that she is a female. We just don't know if she's married. So we would put "Dear Ms." Um, and I'm American, so I have to put it American way. Dear Ms. Fernandez. Okay. So if you know the sex or the gender of the person, then it's really easy. You can just use Mrs., Miss, and Ms. And I would not ever use Miss. Just put Mrs. or Ms. This one right here or this one. And then of course the men, it's easy. It's just Mr. But if you don't know the gender, put Dear Pat Smith, for example. Okay, so let's reply to this. Dear Ms. Fernandez. Anybody?
and
Any suggestions?
apologize. You have to start by apologizing, I suppose. Like um,
Um,
we
I would
are.
start. Personally, I would not start by apologizing. But that is one way. This is how I would do it. Thank you for drawing this to our attention. We do apologize for what would we say? For what?
For any inconveniences.
Okay, for any inconvenience this has caused. We what?
We promise.
We will send replacement goods at no cost to you. Again, we are sorry. We are sorry. This has happened, and hope you consider us as your supplier in the future. future, and then an ending. I always do. I want to do all the best on everything, but it, what do you guys think? Best regards, maybe. Best regards, and then it would be John Smith. Does everybody agree? What do you think?
Yes. I think I look forward to your reply is not necessary. Because that reply might cause another compliment. So
Oh, you would say something. We look forward to. In the end, you would say, "We look forward to your response."
yeah,
Okay.
maybe if the person feel it's necessary, maybe they reply this mail.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Actually, for this thing, I personally I would call him on the phone. So, yeah. How about the rest of you?
Yes, I think that the way you write it, it's a little, I don't know, I feel it's a little bit cold and like, n- maybe I would try to write something like, we are, we will put our attention that this is not happening again or
You're
something
right.
like that.
Yeah. We will make every effort for this to not happen again. Yes. Yeah. And that's when you always have somebody else proofread and look at it and stuff. My writing style is very harsh, so especially with this kind of issue. So thank you. Yeah. All right. Let's go on to one more. We've got email 5. Um, um, Araceli, can you read this one?
Hello, I found your advertisement in a recent edition of The Engineer. I would be grateful if you could send me some information about your company's product range. Thanks in advance, Joseph Ferrara.
Okay. So first of all, what is the subject on this?
That's a job application.
No.
No? Oh,
So he's wanting to know about the products. So I would say it's a product inquiry right here.
hmm.
So,
Oh, yes.
okay, so it's a product inquiry because he's not actually responding to them. Okay. Um, Anybody have anything to say about this?
I find it weird that he says hello.
I noticed I heard that in your voice. You were questioning that.
Yes, because, well, maybe he doesn't know who is writing to, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think that well, I think that's why a lot of Americans started using years ago "to whom it may concern." Um, I would probably write dear product manager, or like when I send an email or send a job application, I usually put dear hiring manager
I see.
if I don't know the name. And that's probably why they don't call me. So always find the names. So the thing that I find interesting is this thanks in advance. Again, a lot of writers find that silly, and they say that it's old-fashioned anymore. I still see it sometimes. What do you guys think about that?
Japanese use a lot, but maybe it's strange in English. Right?
It's
Maybe
what?
it's used a lot.
Uh-huh.
It's similar meaning for
Yeah.
but it's strange in English. I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it used to be used a lot. I don't think we use it as much anymore. So, Oh, we just have a little bit more time, just about 5 more minutes. One of the things I wanted to say to you, what happens, say for example, you are writing to a group of people, maybe a team or something like that. How do you start an email as far as the beginning when you're writing a group of people? A bunch of people are getting
Uh,
CC'd and
I was using the to whom made concern made with
okay.
concern. Yeah.
To whom it may concern. And that is actually starting to become old-fashioned, especially for emails. Um, and hello is also kind of, hello. This is something that I have been working for about 3 years now with a project in Japan. And I found it interesting watching the progression of
Mm-hmm.
the Japanese people that I've worked with,
Mm-hmm.
how they are now doing this all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
myself and some of my other people that I work with as native speakers, we all will send an email to the 4 or 5 people on the email this way: "Hi all," or "Dear
Oh.
all."
Uh-huh. I see.
Or but usually, or it can also be all. Have you
Mm.
guys seen this at all?
No. It's the
Okay.
first time.
Okay, so this is actually, it's very common in the English-speaking world. I don't know if it's, I don't think, I can't say, well, it's American English or British English because I really don't know, but it is actually very, very common. And I've noticed that non-native speakers, like, for example, the project I've worked in Japan, have not been familiar with this. And
Mm.
so they really frustrate. One thing I've seen is, for example, I think it was a German that I used to work with very closely. She would write, say, for example, "Dear Igor," "Dear Holly," you know, and when she really could have just put "Dear All." That's one. And I spelled your name wrong, Igor. Sorry. Um, that is one thing that I was told myself I needed to tell you guys, that all will work really well in email. So, okay, so we're getting to kind of to the end of the hour. Are there any questions that you guys have that you want to know?
We can use the word dear without the rest of the sentence.
No, because if you went dear without putting something else, putting like if you wrote dear comma, and then started your email, that would be very odd, and then it would be the other meaning. It wouldn't be just business English, or it wouldn't be formal English. It would be, "I love you, my dear Holly."
Okay.
Okay, so that's so. And another one that I've seen a lot with students is this one, "My dear Holly."
Mm.
Okay, and that one also makes it more personal. I would expect that from my husband or my boyfriend, but not from a student. So, but I've received that a lot. So,
Oh.
All right. Well, I hope you guys learned something and got something out of this, and you can get the PDF and finish the activities and stuff on your own. And I do include the key, so you can look at that. Send me an email if you have any questions, or send me a message through Verbling, and I would be more than happy to work with you on that. So thank you very much. And my next class starts in a minute, and the topic is e-commerce. So it's on social networking and stuff like that. Okay? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Holly.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.